credit to ProPublica because they are out with an explosive report. We already know the wealthy don't pay taxes. I don't think we knew it was to this degree. To this degree. The headline: the secret IRS files, trove of never-before-seen records, reveal how the wealthiest avoid income tax. In 2007, Jeff Bezos, then a millionaire and now the world's richest man, did not pay a penny in federal income taxes. He achieved the feat again in 2011. In 2018, Tesla founder Elon Musk, the second richest person in the world, also paid no federal income tax. Michael Bloomberg managed to do the same in recent years. Billionaire investor Carl Icahn did it twice. George Soros paid no federal income tax 3 years in a row. ProPublica has obtained a vast trove of Internal Revenue Service data on the tax returns of thousands of the nation's wealthiest people. I call them the oligarchs, covering more than 15 years. The data provides an unprecedented look inside the financial lives of America's titans, including Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Rupert Murdoch, and Mark Zuckerberg. It shows not just their income and taxes, but also their investments, stock trades, gambling winnings, and even the results of their audits. Taken together, it demolishes the cornerstone myth of the American tax system that everyone pays their fair share and the richest Americans pay the most. The IRS records show that the wealthiest can, perfectly legally, pay income taxes that are only a tiny fraction of the hundreds of millions, if not billions, their fortunes grow each year. Jeff Bezos, 99 billion. Total income reported, and this is over a decade, by the way, 4.22 billion. Wow. Looks like, what is that? I'm not good at math. Less than 1%? Michael Bloomberg, 22.5 billion, 10 billion total income reported. 292 million he's paid in taxes on 22.5 billion wealth. Elon Musk, 13.9 billion. He's paid 455 million. 455 million. No one among the 25 wealthiest avoided as much tax as Buffett, who says, by the way, remember Obama pulled Buffett along to say secretaries, Warren Buffett should pay the same as his secretaries. By the way, Warren Buffett was one of the biggest investors in the Dakota Access Pipeline. I don't know if you know that, and other terrible things. No one among the 25 wealthiest avoided as much tax as Buffett, the grandfatherly centibillionaire. That's perhaps surprising given his public stance as an advocate of higher taxes for the rich. According to Forbes, his riches rose 24.3 billion between 2014 and 2018. Over those years, the data shows Buffett reported paying 23.7 million. That works out to a true tax rate of 0.1%, or less than 10 cents. Less than 10 cents for every 100 he added to his wealth. I want to move down because this one stood out to me. Consider Bezos since 2007, one of the years he paid zero in federal income taxes. Amazon stock more than doubled. Bezos' fortune leapt 3.8 billion, according to Forbes, whose wealth estimates are widely cited. How did a person enjoying that sort of wealth explosion end up paying no income tax? In that year, Bezos, who filed his taxes jointly with his then wife, reported a paltry, for him, 46 million in income, largely from interest and dividend payments on outside investments. He was able to offset every penny he earned with losses from side investments and various deductions like interest expense on debts and the vague catch-all category of other expenses. In 2011, a year in which his wealth held roughly steady at 18 billion, Bezos filed a tax return reporting he lost money. His income that year was more than offset by investment losses. What's more, because according to the tax law, he made so little, he even claimed and received a $4,000 tax credit for his children. His wealth is at 18 billion. He got $4,000 from the government. His tax avoidance is even more striking if you examine 2006 to 2018, a period for which ProPublica has complete data. Bezos's wealth increased by 127 billion, according to Forbes, but he reported a total of 6.5 billion in income. The 4.1 billion he paid in personal federal taxes is a massive number, yet it amounts to 1.1 true tax rate on the rise in his fortune. And just look at that chart. Jeff Bezos's wealth all the way up there, total taxes paid all the way down there. That wealth, that chart looks eerily similar to productivity that has skyrocketed among workers and wages that have stayed flatlined among those same workers. So these are absolutely staggering numbers. Absolutely staggering numbers. What I find amazing about this is clearly these loopholes, which Democrats claim they want to get rid of, these loopholes exist because just like the trade deals that have been written by multinational companies and the banks, the tax laws are essentially written by multinational conglomerates and the banks. So loopholes, yes, but the bottom line is the financial industry and Wall Street people will say, but Jeff Bezos and Amazon lost money, bled money for the first decade of their existence before turning a profit. So after they lost money, you want them to pay significant taxes? What motivation is that for entrepreneurs once they actually succeed that you're going to take money from them? Well, first of all, Amazon has largely succeeded through illegal behavior, like stealing proprietary information from smaller startups that pitch Amazon, and then Amazon steals or just copies whatever the product is and sells an Amazon version, and you see the Amazon version higher up in the queue on Amazon. They do, obviously they're a monopoly, so there's a lot of illegal things that Amazon does. But the bottom line is, Jeff Bezos and Amazon were able to succeed because of the American economy, because of, frankly, the unfairness of capitalism, because of the rigged system that is capitalism. Okay? So Jeff Bezos, I don't really care if he lost money for 10 years, 20 years. He's making a lot of money now. He lives in America. He barely pays his workers a living wage. I'm sorry, I don't call the $15 minimum wage a living wage. It's better than the $7.25, but go ask around if most people could live on $15 an hour. Well, no. So it's kind of absurd that these individuals, and it's not just them, I mean, it's wealthy people across the board, get away with not paying a dime, get away with paying less than 1%, get away with paying 2%, when literally they are the ones keeping wages down for workers. They are the ones literally hurting their workers. I'm talking to Amazon workers a lot more. We're going to go through our new Substack piece in a bit. They're physically hurting workers. They're mentally hurting workers. And we hear a lot from the Democratic Party that they want to do something about this, close loopholes, this and that. Well, they have a majority right now in the House. They have a majority in the Senate. Biden is president. But the problem with that is Biden and the Democrats and the Republicans, they're focused on 2022. They need these same Neanderthals like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Michael Bloomberg, who, by the way, gave $18 million to the DNC during the campaign, $18 million. They need their money to continue this Gilded Age political system, which is literally destroyed by money. So they're not going to do a damn thing about this. But you're going to have to pay every last dime on your taxes. And stories have come out about this recently, the IRS doesn't have the enforcement mechanisms or the manpower to actually go after these wealthy people. So they focus on smaller claims. on the worker bees, like you and I. And we're told that we're going to build back better. By the way, all of these corporate Neanderthals, the media, the media reports Jeff Bezos is going to space, patron saint Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, who's crazy. They do a lot of fawning media coverage. Meanwhile, they're ignoring the fact that in, I think, less than about 3 weeks, millions of people are facing eviction in this country. In some cities and states, they've already been evicted against, even though the moratorium hasn't lifted. People are prematurely losing their unemployment. People, they say, oh, wages are going up. Well, once the unemployment is taken away from Americans, wages are going to go back down because workers won't have the choice not to rush back to work because they have that safety net of unemployment. So this is all smoke and mirrors. Democrats are not interested. Obviously, Republicans are not interested in changing this. Democrats are not interested in changing this because there's a blatant corrupt conflict of interest. Let me repeat, a basic corrupt conflict of interest when you have the same people not paying taxes, the same people whose lobbyists, accountants influence the government, lobby the government, same people, the Democratic Party and Republican Party are desperate for their money, are desperate for their fundraising power. I mean, reports are coming out today that Joe Manchin, who says he wants to save democracy, which is a joke, well, the remaining Koch brother has really lobbied him hard to not change the filibuster, to not vote for new voting laws, the For the People Act. So, I don't know. Kind of think there's something corrupt in Washington here. And the thing that is so insulting, think about this. This thing is so insulting in the Bezos example. $4,000 that you're receiving $4,000 back, Jeff Bezos, when your wealth, let me get the number again, when his wealth was at 18 billion. Can you imagine what a waitress receiving $4,000 back from the government, or a secretary, or a hotel manager, or a plumber? Keep going. Can you imagine what getting $1,000 back from the government would do? 2,000 back, 4,000 back? For actual workers, that could actually change their situation, not permanently, but give actual relief. Allow them to put away some money. Remember, the majority of Americans don't have $400 for an emergency. But Jeff Bezos is getting $4,000 back?